It's 5:35, I'd like to call the meeting to order. If you could join me in the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God. Okay, first thing on order of business, I'd like to make a motion to add an executive session for attorney-client privilege at number 5 on new business.
Second.
Been moved and second to add an executive session. Any further discussion? Tom?
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
Motion passed 5-0. Okay, we've done the pledge of allegiance proclamation. Do we have none? So consent agenda, Brad, anything?
Well, we did.
I don't have it. I do now because it's here too.
All right, guys.
Miss Stacy's here for it. Sorry. Okay, the one proclamation I have is a designation of July as Park and Recreation Month. Whereas Parks and Recreation is an integral part of communities throughout this country, including the city of Hiawatha, Kansas, and whereas Parks and Recreation promotes health and wellness, improving the physical and mental health of people who live near parks, and whereas Parks and Recreation promotes time spent in nature, which positively impacts mental health by increasing cognitive performance and well-being, and alleviating illnesses such as depression, attention deficit disorders, and Alzheimer's, and whereas Parks and Recreation encourages physical activities by providing space for popular sports, hiking trails, swimming pools, and many other activities designed to promote exercise. And whereas Park and Recreation is a leading provider of healthy meals, nutrition services, and education. And whereas Park and Recreation programming and education activities such as out-of-school time programming, youth sports, and environmental education are critical to childhood development. And whereas Parks and Recreation increases a community's economic prosperity through increased property values, expansion of the local tax base, increased tourism, the attraction and retention of businesses, and crime reduction. And whereas Parks and Recreation is fundamental to the environmental well-being of our community. And whereas Parks and Recreation is essential and adaptable infrastructure that makes our communities resilient in the face of natural disasters and climate change. And whereas our parks and natural recreation areas ensure the ecological beauty of our community and provide a place for children and adults to connect with nature and recreate outdoors. And whereas the U.S. House of Representatives has designated July as Parks and Recreation Month. And whereas the city of Hiawatha recognizes the benefits derived from parks and recreation sources. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the Hiawatha City Commission that July is recognized as Park and Recreation Month in the city of Hiawatha, Kansas, adopted this 22nd day of June, 2026. And after reading all that, I also want to add to it that we possibly have the best Parks and Rec person in charge. Stacey Jasper, the things that you've done for this community, the activities, the haunted house, the runs, the everything that you put into this community, even the little kits that kids take home to do. It's above and beyond that we see in a lot of towns. And so thank you for all that you do, because it's always in the background and a lot of times you don't get that recognition. Just go out to the ball diamonds and see all the craziness that's out there. So thank you very much for that. Okay, so I'm done with proclamations. Moving on to consent agenda, or where did, no, we didn't do that. Anything on the consent agenda?
Nothing else to add, no.
I would entertain a motion.
Make a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the consent agenda as presented. Any further discussion? If not, Tom?
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
Motion passed 5-0. Okay, we're gonna move on to public comments, petitions, and memorials. I just want to remind everybody that, I will have my timer up here and we limit all comments to 3 minutes. Just because this still is, we're still running with businesses and such here, so, 3 minutes, I will politely let you know that you need to wrap it up, and then we'll just continue on to the next person who wants to talk. So, but we are going to start with the Hiawatha swim team. So, who drew the short straw?
Hi there, my name is Aya McPeak, and on behalf of Hiawatha Swim Team, we'd like to thank all of you guys for our new diving block purchase and installation. We are thankful to have diving blocks like the other teams in our Sunflower League, which includes Hiawatha, Fall City, Marysville, Seneca, and Sabetha. It is helpful to all of our swimmers to be able to use the diving blocks during our daily practice time. This allows, especially the younger ones, to get more comfortable with the diving blocks. And we have seen so much improvement this year at swim meets when diving off the blocks. This summer we have 61 kids on our team. Swim team is a great activity for all ages as it gives a full body, low impact workout. Our swimmers come to practice when they are able, and we have 2 available practice times each weekday, one at 6:45 and one at 11. Some kids even attend both of them.
This is Ashley Leahy. Continuing, our head coaches this summer are Amanda Clark and Paige Mueller. Our assistant coaches are Ashley Leahy, Aya McPeak, and Evan E. Crawley. The board, coaches, and swimmers offer a big thank you for supporting our swim team. Thank you for purchasing the diving blocks and paying for their installation. We use Hiawatha Community Foundation to help raise funds for diving block covers. A seamstress is altering them slightly so they will better fit our low-profile diving block. We are pleased to make this purchase to help ensure the care of the diving blocks for many years to come. Again, many thanks.
Thank you to all the swim team people who showed up. I appreciate that. Glad we could do something good for the community. Okay, let's go on to the ranking. Oh, did you pay? Absolutely.
Photo time.
Paparazzi.
Oh, no, you're cool.
I don't know where to go.
So you got, have you gone here and get behind
That's a
it?
great idea.
So, hey, Asher, or how many, what's the age range for your, I mean, you said 61, that's a ton of kids, so what's the age range?
We have like,
split up.
yeah, we have kids like under 8 years old. Like, I think the youngest we have is like a 6-year-old, and then we have like me and Asher who are 60. Wow, a lot of different kids.
Okay.
You guys, okay, a couple rows, short people for the front. You guys can, Ivan. Yeah, yeah.
I can even move here so I can.
Over here. And then guys, you're on.
I'm not supposed to.
Which camera are we supposed to look at?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, when's the next meeting?
This Saturday at Seneca.
Seneca.
Yeah, we host league though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Okay, so when is league?
July 11th.
July 11th, Saturday?
Yeah.
Today?
8 AM start.
Well, good luck. Okay, the rainbow check presentation.
Kidding, not yours cute, we're not those guys, we can break our that's at 40 employees, so.
Well, so
They're less employees than some.
open up page 6.
Yeah. I don't know, Mario missed it, or. So just here tonight, I'm Angie with Rainbow Communications, as I serve as Director of Business Development. we heard the need for a new scoreboard at the baseball field and, through communications through Brad and, Brian Meininger, we have partnered with Amber Well to provide, the donations to provide the new scoreboard at the ball field. So tonight we're just here to present the check and just to remind you that, that's what Rainbow's about too. Our hometown, fiber internet provider, and we're always looking for ways to reinvest back in our community. One thing that's fun, I don't know the statistics right off my head, but pretty much all of our employees are local. Years ago, we did, kind of did a survey and 80% of our employees graduated from either graduated within our service area. So that tells you out of 40 employees, a huge share of all of our employees, live locally. And so we live in your communities and, partake in all of the functions that are in your communities too. So again, we just, want to thank you for partnering with us and, we'd like to present the check tonight. So.
And as much work as the community has went to raise money to build that complex out there, and they have the help with the scoreboard, that is very much appreciated. Yes, you
Thank you,
bet.
thank you.
So how about if you come up here, Brad, you did grab a check, don't you?
I recruit somebody to. It is a big check. Perfect. Try to make it. Fast.
Yeah, we can't see you. Need to see your face. Slow it down a little bit.
Yeah.
Around the wall, I can see the front through.
Yeah, well, I might have given around the room, so. Thank you. You bet, thank you guys.
Thank you.
Much appreciated.
Okay, so I have three cards here for people who'd like to speak, and just as a reference, the swim team took a minute and a half to speak, and so 3 minutes is a decent amount, but I would just ask that we respect the process. First card on the top is Angela Intrican, if you'd like to come up and introduce yourself and all that fun stuff, and
I'm Angela Intrigan. I just had a quick follow up on the gravel out of the ballpark. I've had a few people ask, do you know when that is looking at done?
Probably, this will probably be a 2027 project on that.
And then anything about the sunshade being sent over to Crestview?
The sunshade being sent over to Crestview, we're actually thinking about maybe Star Park even on that one. It is just something that, like, when they just need to get that on their schedule for when they get started.
Those are my only two questions. So, all right, thank you.
I thought you were just asking, and I didn't get started, which is okay. Tony Hall? Will? Yeah. Here's a plan for three.
Let me take my time.
No, I haven't started yet.
My name is Tony Hull. And I live at 415 Pawning here in Hiawatha. My comments are on under new business 3 and 4. I don't have the paperwork in front of me. I thought that might be on the desk. But I do have a couple of comments to make on it. In looking, that was given to me by a individual, because it was not given to the public prior to this meeting or at this meeting. At any rate, I looked it over, and although it appears to be a better deal than what we had before, it's a minute better deal, only in the fact that the city crew is going to do the streets and all the work out there. That's the only advantage. That's the only advantage. Which is not an advantage because it's taking the city crew away from what the citizens need, which is the streets being fixed, the water lines being fixed and repaired, and their daily tasks. Which is going to put them behind. You can say it's not going to, but as you all know, I've been on the commission for 27 years, not on this commission necessarily, but between the two. And we know that that's a fact. You can deny it, deny it, deny it, it's a fact. Them working out there is going to take away from their daily tasks. We also know that in this new development that the mayor and two of the commissioners voted on, that the taxpayers are going to be the biggest investors through their personal property taxes. We know that as a fact. Because we and you, homeowners, are gonna have to pay for it. This gentleman, the developer, is going to get $1 million raise over 25 years. A 3%, 4% increase. Are you all aware of this? A 4% increase.
That was your 3 minutes. Your timer was a little louder than mine, so.
Okay, may I say one last thing?
One last thing, Tony.
What did I say? They have already approved for the counties to have approved a 30% increase on that housing, on those duplexes. Well, that's 30% more than what the apartments in this town and rent is right now. So you can only imagine what that's gonna do to everybody else's rent. Landlords are gonna have no choice but to raise everybody else's rent. Think about that. And I'm so sorry that this was voted in. This town is gonna be a ghost town. Thank you, Commission,
Thank you, Tony.
for Hiawatha going to hell.
I also wanted to clarify that the agenda is always on our Facebook page. It was on there by Friday, and actually City Hall was closed on Friday because of Juneteenth, but we still had it posted by 5:30, I believe. Dawn?
The packet itself, and the agenda, were both on the website by 5:27. So it was available to the public. It was on.
Posted on our website the same time that it is sent to us, correct?
No, it was a little bit after that, but I did come in work at 5 o'clock that night. And by 5:27, and that was my first timestamp, that I could prove was available on the website.
And this is not something that's required, it's something that we have chosen to do as a city, because we used to not do that. So it is available in case those of you didn't know, it is out there, so.
Are you saying that it
Yeah.
was on the agenda,
The agenda was on,
The
based on,
agenda was posted, the packet.
but the fact, no.
The agenda packet was on our website by 5:27 Friday.
The agenda and the packet are both on the city's website.
It won't let me upload the packet to Facebook, only the agenda. Unless I only have 3 pages. The packet is on our website.
okay, I also have Micah Romine.
Hello, I'm Michael Romines, and I'm coming to talk to you guys about what I call my little Delaware, AKA my driveway. This is an issue that I've brought up many times in the past year along with my neighbors, and one that we have not seen any progress on since we brought it up. I've lived in Hiawatha since 24, and I've constantly dealt with water problems, both with my water meter and now flooding. you're gonna have to excuse my public speaking since high school.
You were doing fine.
One main thing I want to point out with the flooding that I have is I lose time and revenue because it floods my garage and then I have to clean up things, throw away materials, and then fish stuff out of the creek. Like when I get home tonight, I'm gonna have to go and fish my dumpster and grill out of the creek because my driveway will fill up with about a foot of water and it floods my garage. I cannot store anything in the front half of my garage, and there is damage to my property and materials along to the owner of the structure. The sill plate, or the sills and the stud inside that garage are now rotting out. The garage is starting to lean from years of this water getting in. In my opinion, negligence has been admitted to me on the city's behalf, saying that plans for proper drainage were made when replacing Sixth Street, but never implemented even after years of complaints. My single drain in front of my driveway is expected to handle over 10 blocks of water. Nothing to the west of me, nothing to the north or the south has ditches. North and south have ditches and no drains. But nothing west of me does. It's just dirt ditches. My drain takes all that water, and it is a lot to handle. After many times bringing it up, it is clear to me that the city does not have the intention to solve this issue within a timely manner. However, I still pay for a stormwater fee, even though I take all that water and deal with the consequence of it and take my time cleaning it up. It wasn't until this year that the city finally started cleaning the drains, so that way I did not have to maintain it. After driving around and taking my own photos of town during the rain, it is clear that the city of Hiawatha lacks the care for its infrastructure the citizens need to keep their properties safe from issues like flooding. Most streets in my area, again, do not have sewer drains or curbs to retain the water, and the streets are often not kept clean enough to keep my drain clear enough to handle the water. It will not do it. It doesn't matter if you run the street sweeper 10 times or not, there will always be debris and trash, and I am left to deal with the consequence. Meanwhile, we worry about stoplights, Spotify accounts for city employees, and other things that really have no meaning to the citizens. We have been told that our traffic study does not need stoplights, however, people are comforted by it. Meanwhile, my driveway floods and I deal with it. This will be my final attempt at getting the issue resolved in a timely manner before taking stronger measures to protect my property, my home, and my business. Again, I lose time and revenue due to this and materials. I invite you all to meet me after the meeting to see what I deal with every time it rains, and if you would like your home to be like mine.
Okay, excuse me, Micah, what is your address? Where do you live?
613 North 6th.
Brad, I have talked to you about this. Is there any, I know that you've looked at it, is there any reasonable way of correcting this this summer with all the rain that we've had?
The only way that we're gonna be able to correct this issue, it is not something that. It's something that can be done, but the only real way, if you wanna fix it right. You need to have stormwater inlets both up the street on Sixth Street. And you also need them on Cherokee Avenue. And so that entire intersection will have to be torn out to do that. But it is something that I believe there was plans on it originally to get that done, if I'm not mistaken.
Again, I understand the work that it would take, but I invite you after the meeting to come see the videos and photos I have and just see if that's something you'd want to deal with as a resident, especially a new resident.
But that is what it would take to get that stormwater into and away from that area. You'd have to capture it before everything drains to that one spot. And so when he says 10 blocks, that's correct. It all goes to that one drain that's in front of his house.
One long drain in front of the driveway?
That's it.
Oh, okay. Now I just finally hit, yeah.
Yeah.
I've gone by there a few times to move the quick stuff out of the way. That is a lot.
It's like a river. I mean, his videos are bad.
Oh, yeah, like I said, it finally clicked in where you were talking about that it's.
I had a boat in my driveway here a couple months ago, and the water was literally up on the bottom of the boat.
So there were plans to address this at some point in time, and it just maybe
2019, when they did the street project, they
Is that-
had plans apparently that way to address it, and they didn't choose to do it for, I don't know.
Okay. All right, we're gonna move on to old business. I would like to make, well, do we need to, are we gonna talk about this at all, or just table it right away?
I would think within the next 2 days, you're gonna have a giant packet of information so you can review it. So I wanted to table it to give you guys a chance to do that. So that's on me. I was unexpectedly out of the office, but I think at this point, the only two proposed changes we're gonna be making is an ordinance prohibiting the operation of self-propelled vehicles, wheelchairs accepted on sidewalks, and then expand the areas where worksite utility vehicles can drive in the city to anywhere that's less than 30 miles an hour. But like I said, within the next couple of days, you should have the packet of information. Dave's department got a ton of information, and it's not fair to give you guys 3 days to kind of look that over.
So I'd like to make a motion that we table the e-bike discussion until the next, commission meeting.
I'll second.
Moving a second to table the e-bike discussion. Is there any public comment on that? If not, any other comments from the commission? Don?
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Motion passes 5-0. Moving on to new business, fireworks dates. Brad?
So yes, this is us setting the actual date for when we do set these fireworks off at the city lake. So normally we do July 1st through 3rd until 10 p.m. And then we do July 4th until 12 a.m. And so my recommendation is to allow fireworks to be shot off from the city lake from July 1st from 3rd until 10 p.m. Allow them to be shot off the lake on July 4th until 12 a.m. And also set the date for the city fireworks display for July 3rd, 2025 at 2026, sorry.
We're not going backwards.
That's a typo on my part, but it does get the end.
Would entertain a motion?
I'll make a motion to allow fireworks to be shot off at City Lake from July 1st to July 3rd until 10 p.m. And allow fireworks to be shot off at City Lake on July 4th until 12 a.m. Also set the date of the city fireworks display for July 3rd, 2026 at dusk at the Ag Museum in Noble Park.
Okay.
Been moved and seconded to allow the fireworks on the dates presented. Any public comment? Any more comments from the commission? Don?
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
Motion passed 5-0. Item 3, amended developer agreement.
So yes, this is an agreement that we was this was just, the discussion with us started when we had the public meeting. And we're trying to figure out how we were going to pay for the improvements that are needed for development, the new housing development. And so during these discussions, I believe at the public meeting, the developer had discussed, being able to take on the cost of the street. And really, the reason that was important to the city was this was going to be able to keep the city from having to take out a bond in order to meet the obligations that we had with the original developer agreement. And so what this agreement does do is state, what this is needed for is to state what the responsibilities of the city are, what the responsibilities of the developer are. This what this agreement does do is it does state that the developer will be taking on the cost of the street, the stormwater improvements, the sidewalk, all those types of improvements that are needed. And it takes away that requirement of the city having to bond out for that project. As previously stated in previous meetings, the cost of the water and sewer project is expected to be right around $156,000. And that's the city's cost. We were going to be taking that money out of the economic development sales tax money. And so that is where that money was going to be coming from. And really, like I said, there's a lot of legal requirements here. It's also a requirement, this is also part of the MIH program, soft communicate from the campus. Housing Resources Corporation, that we need to spell out in an agreement what the responsibilities of the developer and what the responsibilities of the city are. So there's a lot of legal requirements here. But my recommended action is to approve the amended and restated agreement between Web Real Estate Ventures LLC, the city of Hiawatha for the development of the Village of Beautiful Naples, Western Green Park as part of the MIH project.
Any questions?
You answered all my questions today.
Is there any public comment?
I have a question. Is
Sure.
this affect,
If you, not hey, if you have a comment, and you'd like to come up to
I'm sorry.
the mic, oh no, you're fine, and then just, tell us who you are, and then you can. Have your time.
So I'm Paige Mueller, and I just had a question, will it affect county taxes or just city taxes? This,
That's gonna be more of the RHID part, which be next, and if you can wait till we get to the next portion on item 4, it'd probably be a better place to have that.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay, it's okay.
Okay,
It's a good question.
yeah, because I don't live in town, but it's something that we think about even up north, so, thank you. Okay.
I had a couple questions. I was looking over the numbers that what you put out, and my first question is, on the RHID, you were talking about what the developer is taking over, but from my understanding with the RHID stuff that got put out, the developer is gonna be getting all of that money back, so he's really truly not taking it over, correct?
Yeah, so but what this saves the city from doing is having to take the RHID on for ourselves.
Okay, my other question is under interest and expenses, we have an estimated cost of $425,000. And 360 of that is covered under the RHID. From what I've been able to research, only a portion of that is actual interest, and the rest of that is what the developer is charging the city to do the project, so that's the developer's wages, is that correct?
No, that is incorrect.
Okay, so what is that? Because from what I'm understanding and looking at previous stuff, that interest and expense line's been changed a little bit, and a portion of that is what the developer is charging the city to do.
Yeah, no, that is incorrect. That is actually, so the developer is going to have to go to the bank in order to take out, and this is more of a loan that they have to take out, more than just what they're taking out for the buildings. And so what they have there is the capitalized interest on that loan.
And so we're paying their interest,
They're paying the interest when they pay their taxes.
and we're reimbursing them for all of that interest on that
That's
loan.
correct, yes.
Okay, so just quick numbers, because you guys had posted 3.3 million, and that was without the land, which we could have gotten cash from if we sold it, or the rental income. That did have a plat map, and I forgot to put on there also the $25,000 that was paid by HEPID for the design fee, so there's an additional 25 that puts us up to 3.4 million. If you add the MIH grant, which is 650, which is grant money from taxpayers, the land value, the plat map, the contract that was at 885, have you guys put out a new line item? That I know they said they were taking on 1 through 13, but have that been posted? I couldn't find it updated. I know 250 was coming off for the streets, but evidently he's getting reimbursed for that.
That is
So,
part of the development agreement. And so our part of that is 156,000.
okay, and then the RHID is 1 million, so, you know, the tax out of a $3.4 million project, roughly taxpayers are paying 2.6 million, and the developer is paying 823,000. I don't, you know, that's 76% back on the taxpayers and 24% to the developer.
Yeah,
And-
it's also the building cost of that as well. As part of.
So that 3.3 million that got put in there, and that had the buildings in it, because it was 3,377,653, and 2.2 million of that was buildings. So out of that total, with increasing it to the other stuff that we've already paid, put the project total at 3.4 million. So if you add everything together with the grant, what we've paid, what we've taken on as a contract, and the RHID, which puts him not paying property taxes till 2052, taxpayers are paying 2.6 million, and he's paying 823,000, and we are getting nothing in return. other than places for somebody to live at.
I do not believe that, that's 2.6 million. Yeah, I think that's
So the 650 is the MIH grant,
right,
which is, it's a grant, but it's still taxpayer dollars.
but it's not taxpayer dollars that we can spend anywhere else.
Right,
But
but
it's,
it's
it's
still
also,
taxpayer dollars.
it also could be taxpayer dollars, but those are either federal funds or state funds.
Right,
And so those are not local taxpayer.
right, but at the end of the day, it's still taxpayer dollars. Any grant that you
Sure.
receive, any grant
Sure.
we receive, it's, you know. So 30,000 is the land, 80,000 is the plat map. We had the contract for 885,000, and then the local RHID that you guys were looking for is 1,018,000. You add those together with tax dollars, that was 2.6 million, and that is not with the $25,000 from heaven. So if you take that 3.4 minus 2.6, that puts in 823,000. And 190 of that is coming from the school. Our schools are already struggling. How are they supposed to make that up? I think that we're getting a little selfish when we're asking the schools to give up $190,000 and they're struggling to make building repairs. And they're struggling for transportation and they're struggling to keep teachers but let's give this to a private investor, but Kneecap came to town and tried to do something where they kept jobs and they kept preschools and stuff here and we ended up losing all of that, but yet we're worried about housing and my tax dollars is paying 2.6 million of that. And we don't get $16,000 a month in rental income, and he's not giving any of that back to the city.
Okay, I would entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve the amended and restated agreement between Webb Real Estate Ventures LLC and the City of Hiawatha for the development of the Villas of Beautiful Maples west of Burning Park as part of the MIH projects.
Is there a second?
Second.
It's been moved and second to approve the amended developer agreement. Any further discussion? If not, Don?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
Nay.
Motion passed 3-2.
Oh, yeah.
Moving on to item 4, resolution 2026-06.
So this resolution actually does deal directly with the RHAE, but what this does is it sets a public hearing date. And so as Exhibit A on this, is the RHID plan itself. And so the public hearing date will be set for July 27th, at which time there will be an ordinance to be considered for the adoption of the RHID. But there are some legal requirements when it comes to this. We have legal requirements as it comes to publication. We have legal requirements as it comes to notification. And as I said from the beginning, this is where we need to be engaging with the school and with the county so that everybody understands what these numbers are and what they mean. And so we have to publish in the paper at least a week before, but not more than 2 weeks in advance, this resolution. And like I said, this doesn't actually adopt the RHID. This just sets the date for the public hearing. And so my recommended action here is to approve resolution 2026-06, setting a public hearing date for July 27th for the reinvestment housing incentive district to support the Villas of Beautiful Maples project.
Okay, as far as resolution 2026-06, is there any public comment?
It's me again. I just might ask the commission, when you look at those numbers and stuff like that, at what point are we choosing housing over people's educations? Truly, I mean, working in education, having kids, grandkids and stuff like that, I don't understand how the commission can say, let's help privately fund somebody and take $190,000 out of our school district.
I'd like to comment if there's no one else there from the public.
Go ahead.
25 years for this RHID is completely insane. A 10-year RHID or even the current benefit that we have that people can get for a tax deference in 10 years would pretty much pay for the road that they've agreed to put in. The the next 15 years is just, it's basically, they're getting all of the utilities and everything paid for, and we're doing all the work for them as well. So I totally disagree with a 25-year RHID. If they were paying another company to put all the utilities in, and we were refunding them to do that work as well, I think that would be more reasonable, but they are not. So it should be a 10-year RHID, and once the road's paid for, we would start collecting taxes after that. So the 15 years above that it's just a handout. We recently had the hotel ask for another 10 years for the tax deferment program. We denied it, but yet we're going to give this development of 10 houses 25 years. So I don't understand why we're bending over backwards so much to get 10 houses in town at the expense of the taxpayer. I feel that it's a complete overstep. It's a very hot topic in town. I can't not believe that we're willing to just drive this through. We're still going to have the school buy off on this as well, this RHID, and the county. Mind you, the school's looking at doing a bond, and the county is also in the red on their budget, which is going to be a hike to the taxpayer again this year, probably. This is just a terrible idea, and any more than a 10-year RHID, it's just an overstep of a handout to them. I just do not agree with it at all, and I will continue to be very vocal about this. I just don't agree with it at all. We have things in place already for anybody to build stuff in Hiawatha, and we are going above and beyond. And again, I still do not agree that we should be using our people to do this infrastructure utility work for them. We are not cut out to do that, nor have we ever done this much sewer line. And I pray to God that no one gets hurt when we do it. So let's keep this in mind. And I'm pretty upset about the whole deal, and it just is what it is. So.
Any other comments? Anybody?
My last comment. I moved back to town after I retired. I raised my children here. They still live here. And I moved back because Hiawatha has been so good to us as a family. Proud of this town until tonight. And I just wanted to tell Hiawatha that I have served you the best I can. I will always love this town, but tonight I'm ashamed of what's happened. But Hiawatha will keep going, hopefully. I just apologize to the citizens for what has taken place tonight.
Any comments or questions from commissioners? Okay, we don't have a motion yet, do we?
I'd also like to just add, is it correct that they have the appraised value at 2.2 million?
We haven't had appraisal yet, have we?
Basically, what is the number that they're using to get their the tax generate, or the RHID numbers? I think it's 2.2. Is that correct?
Are you talking about the total real estate taxes? Or are you talking about the value of the?
The appraised value that they're using to.
That's how much they have in the project budget for the building. It's 2.294, I think is where they're at, yeah.
That's valuations that have been sent out. Yeah, Pretty positive. She didn't finish her June abstract. It was a good one.
That's what exhibit B in the project budget states.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you there, Brad. What?
That's what exhibit B in the project budget states, yes, 2.294 million. But that's under the project budget itself. That's just a building cost.
Okay, so that's not a possible appraised value per se.
Not that I'm aware of, no.
Okay,
And Mike Webb and Dave Anderson are online, and they could feel free to interject if I'm wrong on that, but.
I was just wondering where they came up with that for the projected numbers, because the comps in town are not anywhere close to that. And so my concern is if they're thinking that that's going to be appraised at 2.2 million, that's almost double of some of the other ones. And that's going to really impact the rent of the other people that are renting from apartment complexes in town. And mind you, we're throwing money at this, and we have another apartment complex that's bankrupt right now, that's going to be in foreclosure. So we really need to get back to taking care of existing things in town and stop trying to go for the new bright and shiny things. That's been my standpoint from the beginning, and it's always going to be my standpoint. Just like the young man that came in tonight, and he has a river going into his garage. That should never happen. He's reached out to me a couple times, and it disgusts me that we have not done anything to help him, whether it's even a temporary repair or something. It's not right at all.
Michael, did you have something to add?
Well, I'll try to add a couple things. As far as, well, on the valuations, I mean, these are estimates, right? So I think we used 90%, which is very similar. Sorry, pager's going off at our place. The 90% is similar to some of the other, like you have another, I can't remember what the street address was, that has duplexes of a similar quality. And so we looked at those types of what's there today for trying to calculate a valuation. So there is a valuation assumption, and it's about 90% of, I think, what the construction cost is. I would note, not just on the units, there was a comment earlier that I think is important. So on the estimate, the 192,000 is not going from the school, it's going to the school. So during that period, that's the estimated revenue that would still be collected to the school. So it's not paying it out, it's going to them. I think the other thing that's important to understand.
Wait a minute, I need to. That's
Okay.
That's the portion of the RHID that would be going back to the developer.
From the school.
Yeah.
Now, the 192,000 will not go to the developer, it will go to the school.
Okay, is that the 20% that the state requires?
It's the 20 mils that's required of the state, yeah.
Okay, so that goes back to the state, not the school. So that's the 20%, and then there's also, I'm not for sure what the actual rate of the school is. I believe it's another 10. I don't know. I'm not going to say anything. 10 mils, but that portion, and it might even be 20. I'm not for sure, but that number is probably pretty close to what would be going back to the developer. The 20% is what you can't touch because that's state money, but the money that would be normally going to the school would be still going back to the developer.
That's statutory is how it's set up. Yes, you're
Right.
correct. So but there was a reference that particular number was going. I just wanted to make clear that it breaks it out to show where the revenue streams go. I think the other thing that's important on RHID is these are estimates, but at the end of the day, the costs have to be certified, and only those costs can be reimbursed, and the revenues are based on whatever the actual revenue will be. So whether you use a 3% growth, a 4% growth, a 1% growth, it will be what's actual collected and remitted through the county and to the city. So that's it. They are estimates. So I just want to be clear. This isn't a guarantee that those dollars will be paid if they're not part of the value of those homes. So if the home value is less, then the revenue will be generated as less, and less money then goes to pay for the expenses associated with the street, sidewalks, storm sewer. That's just how it works. So it's not a guaranteed number. I just want to make that clear for this purpose. Again, tonight is the hearing, calling the hearing, and all of this is available so the public has an opportunity to review it and obviously make their own comments when it comes time for the public hearing. I hope that helps clarify a little bit.
Michael?
Would, sorry, would the developer be interested in considering a 10-year RHID?
Well, I would probably have to, I mean, Dave Anderson's on here, but I don't think it would probably cover the cost to build the road. But he has, I don't.
It would actually cover, it would actually only take about 8 years to do the road, off the evaluation that is presented. And 10 years is an extra 2 years to kind of give you a buffer as well. So the agreement, in my understanding, is that we were paying the utilities and using our crews to put them in, and you guys were paying the street. So if we were paying for everything, or if you guys were paying for the roads and the utilities, it would be totally different. We would have to stretch it out for 25 years. But with you guys just doing the road and us picking up the tab already for everything else, 10 years is a pretty reasonable point to pay for the road. And I'd just like to add as well as the other places that we do have in town, the builder did put in the utilities and the roads. So this is out of the normal already of what we're doing.
Paige, did you have your question? You came on? I guess.
Yes, part of the reason I was asking about the county taxes was off with Angela's point about the schools, is I went to Hiawatha High School, I went to middle school, I went to elementary school here. And I see the problems we see inside the schools. We have water fountains that don't work. We have floors that are cracked, just ceilings that are caved in. And I just am curious, like, how many people are gonna move to Hiawatha for these new houses versus if we fix the high school and we fix middle school? I don't know, maybe that's just because I recently graduated and I care about the students, because I know the students. And I just think that's something to think about. If that money's really going away from the schools, I don't think Hiawatha can afford to lose $190,000. So that's just something I had in my head. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Okay, I would entertain a motion.
Motion to approve resolution 2026-06, setting a public hearing date of July 27th for the reinvestment housing incentive district to support the Villas of Beautiful Maples project.
Second.
Been moved and second to approve resolution 2026-06 to set a public hearing for the RHID. Any further discussion? Tom?
All fair?
Aye.
All opposed?
Nay.
Motion passed 3-2. Going on to item 5, executive session. I'd like to make a motion that the city commission recess into executive session in the conference room for 10 minutes to discuss matters of potential litigation. The justification for closing the meeting is to consult with the city attorney to discuss matters privileged under attorney-client relationship. Meeting will resume at 6:41 in the commission chambers, to include city administrator, city attorney, and commission. Is there a second?
Second.
Move to second. Any further discussion? Don?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
Pass 5-0. And it's so cute. Sorry, I hadn't listened to all the pictures. Well, that's fine. I don't. Such a fancy. I need it. Congratulations. Good kid. I don't need it.
I can make a motion at 6:43 that the city commission call back an open meeting. The commission took no binding action during executive session. Is there a second?
Second.
Then moved and seconded. Any further discussion? Tom? All in favor?
I,
Motion passed 5-0. Moving on to communications. Anything?
Yeah, so Stacy was going to ask for Parks and Rec Club that she had asked to be able to do a free pool day in celebration of Parks and Rec Month in the month of July. And so I would ask that I need a motion to get that done since we have rates set for the pool. Just to have a free swim day, to be announced on the date, for the month of July to celebrate Parks and Rec Month.
I'll make a motion.
Is there a second?
Is there a date picked?
She said it's to be announced. I have a stick note on my computer on that.
She said here.
Probably gonna wait till it's up, right?
Yeah, I'll make a motion to have a day in July, a free pool month from Parks and Rec.
Full day. Full day.
Pool day, sorry. Yeah. Full day.
For a second.
Second.
Been moved and seconded to have one free pool day in the month of July, to celebrate Parks and Rec Month. Any further discussion? Don?
All in favor?
I,
All opposed?
Motion passed 5-0. Governing body comments, I don't believe I have any. Dave?
I'm good, I don't have it.
Tom?
Update on the traffic light?
So we did get the contract signed back, the signed contract back from it took 2 weeks for them to get that through the legal process. But they're in the process of ordering everything that they need. And so that's where we're at.
Do they have a projected date?
They do not, that I'm aware of.
Okay, I'm good.
Brian?
I'd just like to bring up the young man's driveway one more time. We had a guy that come in and talked to us, and it's been, he's been having this issue for a long time. We didn't give him any type of resolution besides we're working on it. Can we meet with him and try to come up with even if it's a short-term solution to keep the river from going through his garage?
Yeah, I mean, we can definitely talk about it, but I do think that the only way for us to fix this problem is to get it done, now. I mean, we're going to, I don't know that there is a short-term solution that's going to work for this. I think that the best thing that we can do, if we're going to do the project, I think it'd be best to do the project as a whole, get everything done and move forward from there. But if we want to move that timeline up, I mean, I'm okay with that. But
Is that something that our guys could do?
I mean, portions of it, yes. The concrete portion of it, probably not. I mean, they can do the installation of pipe, they can do the installation of the catch basins, and they can do the, everything that needs to be done there. We'll probably have to move a few utilities, things like that in order to accomplish this. But yes, that is something that our guys can do. But in order to put the street back, the concrete back to where it's going to need to be, we're gonna have to hire that then.
Okay. Can we get a bid and just find out if we can make it work or not?
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you.
So this is, I mean, this is something we need to make a motion on to move forward.
That's correct. Yes.
I'd like to make a motion to address the issue at,
613 North 6th.
I'm getting there. I'd like to make a motion to address the problem at 613 North 6th immediately. Find out what the problem is and get the bids together and let's get it fixed for him.
Second.
Moved and second to work on the issue at 613 North Sixth Street. Any further discussion? Not? Done?
All there,
Aye.
Aye.
all opposed?
Motion passed 5-0. Can't guarantee how fast it'll move, but at least we're moving in the right direction.
I just have one question. And that is whether or not the city intends to help repair the structure or reimburse the damages to supplies and materials.
We can
That's
submit
definitely
it.
a good question. If you get us a number on that, we would be, that's something that we can definitely look at. All we need is a number on that.
I'll get that.
But we'll have to submit for.
I'll get that to you guys.
Thank you.
Anything else? Brian?
I have nothing else.
Laura?
Nothing else.
Entertaining motion to adjourn.
Make a motion
I do,
to-
I do have one more. Do we have any more talks about the trees going in the planters before we talk about budget for next year?
Actually, that is something that I hope to have on the agenda for tonight. I have a couple of proposals out there. I know in addition to the trees, we had also talked about maybe doing some perennial plants, things like that. So I had gotten with, some of the local, landscapers to give us a proposal as to what that would look like here. You can get the proposal back, that's why it's not on it.
And, Brad, could you also maybe update, on the banners that we're working with the county on maybe?
Yeah, absolutely. That's a great project that's going on around the courthouse right now. Commissioner Tesser did deliver the rest of those banners today. They go around the courthouse. We ordered our brackets for the banners that are gonna go up around our side. In total, we're gonna be able to put up 56 banners on the city side of that. Those brackets should be in Thursday. There's going to be some work to get that done by the 4th of July, but that is the goal.
And are those banners all spoken for, or they're the?
I believe, I need to get that number from Commissioner Tesser.
They are not all spoken for. I believe there's probably at least 40 spots for, more people to have banners made. And it's about, $200.
Okay, did we get the motion to move in?
Laura motion to adjourn.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Moving to second and Dawn?
All in favor?
All right. Motion passed 5-0.
Oh, Brian. It's ridiculous.
Oh. I assume you said aye. You can stay on the meeting if you want, Brian. We're all leaving.
Yeah,